Are you a business owner looking to secure your financial future and create a lasting legacy? I'm Leah Garcia, a financial strategist and insurance professional, and I specialize in guiding businesses with up to 50 employees on how to effectively protect and transfer their wealth. We break down silos with my unique approach, the Wall of Wealth. Imagine a seamless collaboration among your CPA, tax attorney, estate planner, and insurance expert, each playing their part in perfect harmony, ensuring your financial strategy is not just effective, but a true masterpiece. My passion stems from my own journey, from growing up on food stamps to dreaming of building community centers that empower others. Together, we'll craft a roadmap that not only safeguards your assets, but also nurtures generational wealth for your loved ones. Let's transform your vision into reality. After all, you can't measure the heart of a champion just by looking at them. Join me, and let's make your financial future shine.
And we are live. Welcome to this episode of Wealthy Wednesday. Oh my goodness, I took my beach walk this morning. I picked up the glass on the beach. I've got my sea glass earrings on. Today's going to be fire. I cannot wait for my special guest. Now, I want to kind of remind all of you as you're tuning in here, let me know where you're tuning in from. We are live on LinkedIn. We are live on YouTube. We are live on Facebook. So let us know where you're tuning in from, or where are you catching us? Are you team live? Are you team replay? I want to know where you are in the neck of the woods. And remember, this show is all about the real deal. Okay, there are no rainbows and puppy dogs here. If you come here, if you're a guest speaker on my show, it's because I believe you're going to bring the real information, right? We take the gloves off here. This is a real conversation. If you want to get the rainbows and butterflies, that's like the 7 o'clock show. Okay, I don't know when that show is, but this is the real conversation that we're having right here. And today is going to be no exception. What I would like you to do is I would like you to get your nice little comfort cup of tea. I've got my matcha here, my green tea matcha, or get your fuzzy slippers. You're going to need something, I don't know, your little wooby blanket, because today's going to move your cheese. Today is going to be an uncomfortable conversation, but I promise if you can power through it, champion, listen, we're champions. That's why we're here. If you can power through this, I promise you it is going to expand your mind, whatever type of business you have. Whether you're an entrepreneur, solopreneur, business owner, you're an aspiring entrepreneur, if you are an employee, I think wherever you are, this is really something that we all have to grasp. Now, I remember, I'm going to date myself a little bit, but I remember when there was the internet was just getting started. And I remember my first computer. Okay, I got it from Walmart, and it was like a whole new world had been opened up to us, right? We got this email account. We could go surfing. We could get each other on Facebook. Well, you know what? There's a whole nother frontier that's happening. And if we don't get going, we're going to get going. We got to get on board or we're going to be left behind. The future of AI is really now. It really, really is. And I understand that might be a little bit uncomfortable, but that's okay. Nothing good comes in comfort. If you want to get in shape, you start going to the gym, guess what's going to happen? You go to the gym on Monday, guess what's going to happen on Tuesday? You're going to feel uncomfortable, right? You're going to feel sore, but that's okay, because what? Sometimes we have to break down that muscle to open up. Well, today we're going to kind of break down some muscle, but I promise you by the end of this conversation, you're going to have some golden nuggets and you're going to be inspired to take a next step. You're going to be inspired and excited for what is happening, because really you can go from right now. We're looking on quarter four, right? Fourth quarter. We're looking at the end of 2025. And if you have not accomplished any of your goals to this point, you could literally go from 0 to hero and totally transform your finances like within the next 3 or 4 months. I promise you, that's what it's about. So be excited about that. So my guest speaker, I got to tell you, I'm just overjoyed that he was able to find the time to meet with us, but want to introduce him a little bit. So, Mr. Jones, I call him Mr. Mic Drop because he's always dropping golden nuggets. Okay. Mr. Mic Drop is the CEO and co-founder of the Hello LLC, a digital transformational company helping businesses move from chaos to clarity with AI agents, automation, and rock solid systems, a digital nomad and visionary entrepreneur. David blends the real world experience with future forward strategies, leveraging AI automations and the metaverse to help companies scale smarter. He's known for saying, "Time is my only competition." He empowers entrepreneurs to build stronger foundations today so they can thrive tomorrow. And that's my word. That's my word for 2025. I love to thrive in 2025. With a life and business built across borders, David isn't just talking about the future, he's living it. And with that, I got to tell you, please give it up and give a warm welcome to my incredible guest speaker, the one and only Mr. Mic Drop, David Jones.
Swati Clark.
Wednesday, my dear.
How you doing, ma'am? It is an absolute pleasure to be on the Wealthy Wednesday, the best show on LinkedIn, hands down, any day, every day, where you're spot on. You bring it real, you bring it raw, you tell people, and you share with people, and you encourage people to, really learn these things and tap in with other guests. You bring so many people from all over the globe that people have to come to the show and listen to you, Miss Leah, because you do, bring the fire, and more importantly, just your energy, your vibration. And I have to give you your flowers, ma'am, of being consistent. You talked about your word being, thrive this year. I remember last year coming into the room and your word was courageous. And when we very first talked and we very first start meeting and we had the conversation, you had no clue what was going on. And now here it is. You are night and day from where you were just almost 2 years ago now to where you are now. And now you're speaking it and showing other people that they can do it as well. And all it takes is for them to do is press the button and for them to show up in life. And so often we don't show up. So you're showing up, ma'am. Thank you so much.
I appreciate that so much. And really, this past couple of years has totally been transformational. It absolutely has. And that's why I love that I have been able to video these shows. I wanted to do an audio room. I did not want to be on camera, And then my good friend Chesda, she said no. She pushed me in the deep end, and she said, "You got to record these." And I'm so glad I did, because I want you to look back at some of my shows I did a couple of years ago. They probably were terrible. My hair was a mess, although I'm not having a great hair day today. But I'm going to say this. Here's the thing. I know you're always having a good hair day.
Give me 2 inches of it. I'll take it.
Here's the thing. I want people to feel encouraged. I didn't know what I was going to do, how I was going to do this, who my guests were going to be. And really, it's allowed me an opportunity to really step into myself and discover. It's about self-discovery. And these shows, I love to have guest speakers. Like I said, I'm not here for the rainbows and puppy dogs. I like to have guest speakers that I can truly learn something from, because I believe that if I'm learning, that's authentic. Because you know what? We all have this fluff. It's everywhere. You don't have to go anywhere to find the fluff. It's everywhere. I want them to have a unique experience and learn something that maybe they did not know when they started, at the beginning of the show. So thank you so much. I appreciate that. And I appreciate all of you for stopping by. My Gita girl, Miss Rosie, adore you. She's always dropping golden nuggets, always dropping golden wisdom. Listen, if you're having a little bit of a challenging day, if your day you rolled on the wrong side of the bed, get back in bed, roll over to the other side, and then connect with Miss Rosie, because she's always spreading positivity. She is absolutely brilliant. If you have not seen some of her messages, her poetry is just incredible. Thank you for showing up, my love. It's great to see you. Oh my goodness, Alexis, I didn't think you were going to make it. It's great to see you. If you're looking for a publisher, listen, this lady is on point. have a conversation with her. I say have a coffee chat. This is a networking event. Okay, if you don't know, here's how we roll here. This is not just about you coming up and pouring into our guests, although we love that and we want to hear your questions and comments. But also, I want you to connect with each other. Put your what you do. If you have something that you are going to be an event you're doing, you have a free ebook, you want to have coffee chats with each other, I say have some coffee chats and connect. Otherwise, what are we doing? We talk about social media, but then nobody's socializing. So I don't get that. This is a social media platform. Great to see you, Alexis. Thank you so much. And you're always so positive. I appreciate the love that you pour into me. Listen, we all need to have some love and poured into us, right? And yes, full body chills. Thank you so much, my Gita girl. So yeah, I kind of want to, and you alluded to this, I'm going to kind of roll back here a couple of years, trying to find my way on LinkedIn and just doing a lot of different things without any real guidance or directions. I was just like throwing it up against the wall and see what stuck. And I think in the beginning, I think that's okay to do. You kind of have to find your groove a little bit. And so I've been watching your stuff. I've been learning from you and Miss Tarp. I call her Miss Christmas, okay? Because every time I see her, she's giving me gifts. I'm telling you. And one thing that really attracted me to both of you is number one, how you so work together. I just love your relationship. I love the way you move together, the way that you both like highlight and lift up each other. I really had met you in the audio rooms, but then when I really decided I wanted to talk to you was when I heard how you talk about Miss Tara. And that's what I love. That really attracted me. And I said, okay, I got to talk to this guy. I got to meet Miss Christmas, but I got to talk to them and find out what they're all about. And I think one of the things that is really so missed is that people might think that me and you working together is about some social media post and some banners. And it is all of that. And we're going to talk more about what they've done for me in a minute. But what people don't get is that it is about the collaborations. It's really about the mastermind. You and Miss Tara really helped me to refine things. That it's the guidance, it's the bouncing of the ideas off. You guys post things, and sometimes I go, oh, I don't know about that. But then I watch how it flows, and I just trust that you guys have my best interest at heart. And I think that if you want to hire a social media person to post some things, I mean, that's cute. But this is really more, what you guys do is really unique. It's more of a collaboration.
Yeah. And this is where we share with people, we want more for you than from you. And when we do have our biz in a box, when we do have our pivot membership that where we can show you, teach you, or do it for you, it is more than just doing your social media. We have our monthly meetings where we dig deep into your business. We dig deep into your biz in a box, and we are preventative. And you said it at the very beginning. From business owners, we spray and pray. We hope it sticks to the wall and we're just running by the seat of our pants and we're hoping that it works. And we have to be preventative with our business as we are in all facets of our lives. And that's really where we take a step back and we're able to get out of the forest, and you get out of the forest and stop being the janitor in your business and be the president of your business and really understand life at the end of the day. We talk about gratefulness. We talk about energy. We talk about frequency. We talk about vibration. And a lot of people use those cliche words, but we actually live by it. We're meditating. We're taking care of our body. We started out in the health and wellness industry. So yes, I might be a technical guru now, but I started out from the roots of being 300 pounds, overweight, high blood pressure, high cholesterol, being told by the doctor, you got to make a shift, you got to make a change. And that's what really helped me make a change in who I am. And that's what we share with people. Change doesn't happen without you changing. And you have to change your energy to change your world. And most people aren't willing to do that. They aren't willing to sit by themselves and be honest with themselves and say, hey, this is where I'm at right now, but this is where I want to be. And in order to do that, you have to change some things. And most people aren't willing to do that. And that's really where we sat down with you and said, hey, we can be emotional. We can go about our past ways of doing things, but let's look at the facts and stats of what's happening. And here's some examples of how you can get your time back. You can spend more time with your grandson. You can spend more time working on your business other than in your business. And this allows you to get your freedom back. And that's really what it's about, is giving you your freedom back. And as you said, time is our only competition. So we want to make sure we give you your time back, because us being digital nomads, traveling the world, now being in Thailand now, we understand how important freedom is. And we want that for everyone at the end of the day. And so what we're willing to do is what we did for ourselves. And so the things and the masterminds that we came up with are things that I went through, things that Tara went through. So we're living vicariously and showing you guys where the landmines are and where we stumbled and where we did the hiccup at. And most people don't get to that point because they don't take action, and they don't take consistent action, and they don't go over those landmines because they're afraid of what their mom is going to say, or what their brother-in-law is going to say, or what their best friend from high school is going to look at their post and be like, ooh, are you posting that? And we get that. We have that. And so it's just an ongoing learning development of just being you and showing up authentically and not caring what other people say or what they think. Because at the end of the day, guess what? They only make caskets for one person. You're going to come in this bad boy by yourself. You're going to go out by yourself. So you better live it to your best of the ability.
Okay, there you go. That was the mic drop moment right there, although I'm sure we will have many. So, and I think back to when we were first working together, and I was thinking about, okay, you're going to create this biz in a box for me. And I really had no idea where it was going. I'd seen your work. It was all so aesthetically beautiful. But really what I didn't understand at the time is what it meant to stop working in my business and start working on my business. And I'm going to tell you guys what's really happened. This is the part they don't tell you. This is the part that you cannot quantify, because probably a lot of people can make websites and that's all you got. Well, there you go. But they've helped to create my business as an experience. You go into my biz in a box and it's unlike probably anything you've ever seen. You can download things. There's free tools on there. You could actually calculate your 401k. You could find out if you have lost money. You could also take a money quiz. So it's an experience that people can have. And what it did for me was it allowed me to start really meditating on the things that I could speak about. And if you've heard me speak, I'm going to say it. I believe in the past year, you hear a dramatic difference. And it's because I can put those things away and I can really solidify and clarify my voice and what I want to talk about. And I've gotten so many divine downloads and so many inspirations over this past year, especially. And I know it's because I'm not having to worry all the time. Am I getting something posted? What do I need to post? I mean, when that's running in the back of your mind all the time, it is very, very difficult to be creative. And I think to really be a true entrepreneur is that we have to allow those creative juices and that intellectual property to thrive. And that's really what you and Miss Tara have done for me, is allowing me that opportunity, that time, that bandwidth. And I'm excited for what's happened, but I'm excited for what's happening, going to be happening here really, really soon. So I really want you guys to get that. I really want you to get that. If you are feeling overwhelmed about what you're posted on social media, how you're attracting people, how you're coming across, please have a coffee chat with them. Just like with Miss Alexis, have a coffee chat with people. You just don't know what you don't know. And the one other thing I want to say, I'm kind of rambling on here, but I feel like I've got so much that I want to share about what you guys have done for me, is that everybody says that they want change, but as soon as you start to show them something different, they're like, oh, no, I already saw that. I already knew that. I already tried that. No, my brother, friend's cousin, broke Uncle Larry lying on the couch. He told us, don't do that. And we have to suspend our disbelief. We have to be willing to put away what we know or what we think we know, and then take a look at it with fresh eyes. Because if we already knew, then we'd be doing it. T. Harv Eker says, how do you know if you know something? Not because you read it, not because you write about it. It's because you're doing it. So what are your thoughts on that, Mr. Mike Trout?
Well, first of all, I'll go back to what you talked about. A lot of the times, business owners and entrepreneurs want to implement things in their business. They just don't know how or what to do. And they don't want to be embarrassed as well if this doesn't work or that doesn't work. I want to do this masterclass. How do I upload it on my website? What do I do? What do I talk about? What products? What how, and their mind runs rampant, and we just don't do these things. And
Yeah.
you're talking about people that didn't know what they were talking about. And I'm like, she doesn't remember our conversation. Because when we were talking, Miss Leah was like, I don't know about this. I'm not sure about that. I'm good with my Adobe checklist. I don't need any of that. I'm good. And and everybody has that because it's the change. And I will share this because I shared this yesterday with Tara in our AI Edge. And I shared that, we grew up, I'm 42 years old, 83. And we grew up in a generation where Nintendo came around, and you had Sega, you had Super Nintendo, you had PlayStation, you had, Xbox, all of these new technologies that we had to adapt to. We moved from our cell phones. Our cell phones went from, the block phone, from the flip phone, from the BlackBerry to the iPhone. There was consistent adaptation. Whereas some of the older generation, the baby boomers, there really wasn't too much technology that was built. And be honest, you were already over the age of 30. So learning new things, adapting to new things, change was not part of the program, because that age was, this is how it's done. This is what it's going to be done. And it's really the hustle culture. Kind of like the other day, I heard somebody share, you don't need a website. You don't need a logo. You don't need a brand. Don't worry about that. And that is so far from the truth. And this is where we go and listen to people that just don't know. And if you don't know, you listen to the wrong advice. And then those people set you up for failure, because not only failure in time and money, but in systems. And right now, it's not people that are not implementing AI that are going to take your job or take your business. It's people that are. And so when you talk to 88% of the other entrepreneurs that are implementing AI and upgrading their systems and upgrading their actual website, that statement really goes away. You're really saying, hey, don't have a website. It's kind of like saying, don't have a front doorstep on your house. I don't know about you, but I know I want to have a doorstep and a door in my house, to my house, and not just have it, freely nilly. And so this is where we really have to be able to understand the mindset of what you said, the change. And so often we get stuck in that mentality of not changing, knowing that when we upgrade, knowing just like when you went from the Android phone to the iPhone, why haven't I done this a long time ago? Because it was the fear of change. And now when you get over to the iPhone, it's like, I'm able to communicate with people so much better. I don't have the green dot anymore. Now people can airdrop me. Now I can do all of these things that I wasn't able to do before. Just like with your biz in a box, you weren't able to do a lot of these things, but now you're able to. And even with the everyday, transitions of your business, you don't have to worry about that, because now you have a team that we implement AI, that it goes, it's gone. So these are the things that we continue to remind people to just be careful who you listen to, and understand that with success, there's going to come embarrassment. You got to be embarrassed. And most people don't want to be embarrassed, and they let their looking good run the show, or avoiding to look bad run the show. And that stops them from making that shift, and stops them from showcasing themselves and getting out there. Your social media is a way for you to leave your grandchildren and your children your legacy behind, where they can go to your Instagram, go to your LinkedIn. Leah's no longer, grandma's not here anymore. Let me go back to 2025 and watch her Wealthy Wednesday because I miss my grandma. I don't care what you say. You get to live forever. And that's where we share with people, just press the button and show up and get outside of your old ways of thinking, because those old ways won't get us to the future.
Wow. Ooh, I need a minute here. So I don't know why, but I've been so melancholy this past week. I had a great weekend with my precious grandson, and yes, I love to mention him because I want him to know that he's so precious to me um, when I'm not here. And we watched the movie Lilo and Stitch, the movie version. I was bawling my I mean, I'm telling you, I was in full blown tears. I mean, my precious grandson was a little emotional too, but I was just like, I was losing it. Okay. So, we talk about our legacy and a dynasty and all of these things, but then what are we really doing? What are we really pouring into that next generation? If we are not leaving our assets to our children's children, then what was it all for? We're getting up early, we're staying up late, we're sacrificing, right? We're not going on vacations and missing birthday parties. And if we open up our business just to close it at the end of the day, then what do? We just bought ourselves a job. I believe that we should look at our business with the end in mind and create something that people can get to know you without speaking to you. And this is what I mean by that. You go onto my Biz in a Box and you can learn about some things about me. You're going to know about my childhood, how I grew up a little bit. You're going to learn, see some episodes of the Wealthy Wednesday and the Money Minute and things. And so you can peruse that at your leisure, and then people can start to get to know you. And then they can make a decision if they want to have a conversation, even if they don't go through every single thing, but it's giving them an opportunity to have an experience.
Yeah. And I, you know me, I love facts. So here goes some facts for those of you that love numbers or don't, but we speak facts as Leah said. 75% of consumers will judge your business credibility based on your website design. Stanford, okay? 70 to 80% of people research a company online before making a purchase decision. So you not having a website, you not being omnipresent on multiple different platforms, because a lot of people just get on LinkedIn or Facebook and they think they're good. What if that person's on X? What if that person's on TikTok? What if that person's on Twitch? What if that person's on, all these other channels that are out there and you're not there? Companies with blogs on their website have, generate 67% more leads. What social media post are you putting out? That is a blog every day, other than once a month that people put out a blog that you don't read. I don't read on LinkedIn. People will ask you to follow their subscription, but won't follow you on your connection, which just blows me away. Which we talk about connecting, but you send me to subscribe to your newsletter, but you won't follow me. For you LinkedIn people, you know who you are, right? And so landing pages, right? Landing pages convert 3 times more than social media links. So you utilizing an old crusty dusty website, you utilizing Linktree, you utilizing a Bitly, you're showcasing somebody else's business before your business. I'm more than certain you wouldn't like me putting Hello LLC, Leah Garcia in front of your website. And some people are okay with that. And it blows me away that we talk about business and we don't show up in a business way, especially in the old school way. Some people are still using business cards. That business card is going to go in my wallet, my purse, my jacket. It's going to go to the cleaners. Tara's going to wash it in my clothes, and I'm never going to enter that into my actual information, my CRM. Why don't you have it on your phone and a QR code where people can get to it instantly, right? And I just don't talk about it. I got it on my phone, right? My business card is my phone. You got your phone everywhere. Boom. They go straight to it. And so this is really where we have to be able to understand our branding, our logo, our systems are so important. And that's where your website start, is your systems and foundation. And when people don't have those things, I can tell you right now, people turn away. 88% of consumers will not return to a bad website. That's facts, okay? 47% of users expect a web page to load within 2 seconds, okay? Mobile response websites. 50% more engagement when you have a website that is fit for mobile and not an old traditional page. And so these are stats and facts that, once again, when people say, hey, don't worry about your website, don't worry about your logo, don't worry about your design, I say BS, flat out. You have to worry about those things because it's so important for your brand. It's kind of like opening up a restaurant and not having a menu. Okay. And that's where we are within our business, especially utilizing AI. And so scared money does not make money. And it blows me away that people say, oh, well, I'm not sure about this, that, and the other. Our prices are far more less than most people. I can tell you that right now. A website that the rate that we make it would be easily $5,000-$10,000. Leah can probably attest to that because we've been told multiple times you guys should put a zero at the end of this on what you provide, because it's not just a simple plain Jane website that most people hear. It's a whole entire system that gives you your time back. And so I would love for you to share, Leah, how much time have you gotten back from, utilizing our Biz in a Box and being part of our Pivot membership?
Yeah, well, I would say time for sure, at least an hour a day, if not more. But even more than that, it's eliminated my panic. Every day I would wake up in a panic, like, okay, I got to get that post out. I got to make sure it's there. I got to make sure I get the right words. I got to try to do this and try to rejigger it. And I don't have that anymore. Now I can wake up, and when I meditate, I can really meditate, because I know Mr. Mike Drop's got me. He's going to be posting all that and sharing stuff and liking my stuff. I'm not even worried about that. And then whatever I do is extra, right? It just adds to the cherry on top. And I love what you said about, that a lot of people will not revisit your website if it's clunky, if it's antiquated, if it's difficult to load. One of the things I love about the Biz in a Box is that it will load onto any platform really quickly. It looks the same on the phone as it does on the computer, on a tablet, whatever you are. And the other part that to me is such a game changer, it's aesthetically beautiful. Okay, you guys got to look. If you haven't seen my Biz in a Box, you're going to see it in a minute.
Let's show it.
Yeah, it's aesthetically beautiful. Go ahead and we're going to look at this. But not only is it aesthetically beautiful, there's a lot of value there, lots of free tools that are there, but also it is giving a lot of value. And these are things that can be changed. Whenever there is an immediate change that needs to happen, and I'm not going to say that, I'm not going to promise you they're going to do it for you. They love me really, really special. But I know if something needs to happen, I can let them know, hey, there's an error here, or I'm so sorry, I did this. I misstepped here on the verbiage. Can you update it? That can get done really quickly. And I'm saying within a week or less. I mean, sometimes there's little things that are upgrades that are needed, and I will see them reflected in just like a day. You can't do that with a traditional website. Do you know how many business owners that I meet, entrepreneurs that I meet, and I look at their website, and you know what the first thing they say, Mr. Mike Drop? 80% of them say this to me. Oh, I got to update my website. Oh, my website's being updated. Well, how long has that been going on? Oh, it's been about 3 months. Are you kidding me? Like, for 3 months, you don't have the red carpet out? For 3 months, you don't have a doorstep? For 3 months, people can't find you? What are you doing? You are not running a business. I know you're getting on my bandwagon here, but check this out, you guys. You got to look at this. And, I always say I cannot take any credit for this. I give them the content, and it's their creative juices that they put it all together. Miss Tara is just incredible. And yes, maybe could you do this yourself? I mean, maybe, I don't know. But how many hours would that take you? And it's just like Mr. LinkedIn user here. I don't know who you are, but my first video game fit on a floppy disk. I know that was the Oregon Trail. Tell me, that was the Oregon Trail, right?
Yep.
Who are you, LinkedIn user? Let us know. But now we are past the floppy disk. We're past the Oregon Trail. We need to have something that's inviting, that's aesthetically beautiful, that gives people some information that they can peruse at their own leisure and not feel like they're going to immediately get a phone call. Because people, listen, how many of you go shopping and you're like, leave me alone? Don't talk to me. Don't bother me. I'm just looking. You want to look at your leisure. Give me a 1 in the chat if that's any of you here. And here's the other part. Oh my gosh, you got to stop here.
I knew it.
So when we talked about my biz in a box, I literally handed Miss Tara just a ton of stuff. I'm like, okay, this is a mess. I have no idea what she's going to be able to do with it. And I prayed for her. Okay, I did. I absolutely prayed for you too, because I was like, this is a disaster. But the one part that you guys kept talking about was, oh, you'll have merch. And I was like, okay, well, that's cute. Do you know that this is like my most favorite part now is a merch? Like I have merch. I actually gave my oldest son, he's 40, he's like your age. I gave him a sweatshirt for Christmas and he flipped out. He totally flipped out. He's like, what? You have your own merch? Oh my gosh. He wears that hoodie all the time. He wears it all the time. So you never know what is going to capture someone's attention. Maybe it's a t-shirt. Maybe it's they see your interactive tools. Maybe they learn something about you that they have never learned before. They learned how you grew up. Like there's so much that this can represent. And by the way, everything they do is custom. So don't think that your business box is going to look like mine. I've already got mine. Okay, you can't have mine. But every single one of them will be dynamic. It will be customized to you from the colors and all the languaging and everything else. So yeah, talk about the merch if you would for a second.
Yeah, this is a great thing because a lot of entrepreneurs are so stuck in their business, they forget the marketing concept behind their business. Nobody knows you have a business if you don't talk about your business and you don't showcase your business. Instead of you wearing a Nike shirt, why would you not be wearing your own shirt while you're on Zoom, while you're out and about, while you're talking? When me and Tara travel so much, we've had people that walked up to us and said, hey, I saw hello. I looked you guys up online. So that right there alone is great. You have a client. You have a customer. You want to give away things. Christmas is coming. Thanksgiving is coming. Do a giveaway. This is gamification at its finest of being able to provide them a coffee mug, a journal, whatever it may be. And not only that, it's not about the money. I remind people, if money was everything, we'd all be fine. But it's not. It's you. You are the money to be quite frankly. And so this is where we have to remind ourselves that you got to think outside the box. And this is where the apparel line, this is where really putting these things into place to where you can utilize these things in different areas. And this was absolutely one of those things that Leah was like, I don't need no apparel line. What are you talking about? What are you talking about, David? What am I going to do with that? And so it's not the biggest thing, but it's one of those things that separates yourselves. And as entrepreneurs, we always talk about separating ourselves and being somebody different. And when you get the opportunity to do it, we're like, nah, I don't want to do that. And then you do it and you're like, oh, I should have did this a long time ago. Kind of like going to the gym, kind of like drinking more water, kind of like meditating more. I should have did that beforehand, but we allow our minds to play tricks on us. Not only that, we think to ourselves 80, or should I say 60,000 times a day.
Yeah.
And 80% of that is negative. Stop self-sabotaging yourself and stop telling yourself that you don't need to invest and you don't need to implement AI and all these newer technologies because it's happening. It's happening faster and faster. LinkedIn CEO just came out today and said, hey, by 2034, there won't be any 9-to-5 jobs. And I agree with them, if not sooner. And so this is where we're recollaborating, restructuring, retooling how we're utilizing this. And everybody can have their own business. Everybody can have their own side hustle. There's something that you're great at, but you don't have to be great at everything. And I think that's what stops a lot of people from doing something on the side and starting their own business where, look, 4 to 5 weekends, a vacation here, this, that, and the else that you're spending money on, all your Netflix and your subscriptions that you're trying to watch football on, where you can just come into the metaverse and watch it with us, and you can get rid of all those subscriptions. You can invest that in your business because scared money doesn't make money. And you really have to stop, holding on to the past because it's kind of like holding on to a lit stick of dynamite and rolling around with you like, oh, that didn't work last time. Oh, that didn't work last time. And you're holding a stick of dynamite. Like, let go of the dynamite and move forward in your life. And that's in all aspects. I share that with you guys just as an example because it plays out in all areas of our life.
Yeah. I want to highlight this comment by Miss Kendra Knoll. Thank you so much. The merch is so fun. I've been seeing she's got her own merch too. If you don't know my friend, Miss Kendra Knoll, please get in touch with her. She runs Boomtag Media. She does a lot of fun posts. Just follow her just to watch the incredible posts that she does. It'll give you a lot of good ideas too. And you asked me earlier, how much time did it give back to me? But I'm going to say it this way. Now, instead of waking up worried and stressed, feeling anxiety because I have to make sure I'm getting my post done, now I can spend that time meditating, praying. Now I can spend that or invest that time studying, working on me, my personal development. And that you cannot quantify. You cannot even quantify. Imagine if you have an extra hour to go to the gym and get your meditation done and to study about your craft, study on personal development. What would that do for you in a month, in 6 months, or even in a year? And so I have to really credit you too for the personal development that I've been able to really pour into myself and be able to enrich myself with, is because I have that extra time in the day, because I'm not waking up worried, stressed, full of anxiety. I know that I have things that are going. I know it's going to be amazing, and then I can go ahead and do some things to really fortify myself so that I can be the best version of myself, right? We got to have that time to take care of ourselves. But if we're constantly feeling angst, if we're constantly feeling like we're behind, if we constantly feel like we're being rushed and we got to get up and hurry up and get these things done, then that's called a disaster. That's not being an entrepreneur, right? That's really being a disaster.
Yeah. And, I shared this with somebody earlier this week that utilizing AI is the new electricity for your business.
Ooh.
And a lot of the times people are not utilizing this technology for their business to get them back their time. And I'll ask you a follow-up question. You said earlier, it's eliminated your panic. How much would you say your panic is worth, Ms. Leah?
It's priceless. You cannot quantify that.
Right. And so when we share these things with people, they have to understand how important it is for you to be able to really eliminate, these things in your life, from your social media to the mindset, right? To being able to understand you have a team behind you that we can do these things for you and you don't have to worry about them. And we have different levels of our Pivot membership that allows you to get in where you can learn and you can do it yourself. Or you can join our upper echelons where we'll teach you, we'll show you. And then we have our one that you're on where we'll actually do your social media. So many people hate doing social media, don't know what to say, don't know what to do, and they know they should be doing it, don't have time to do it. Takes them 3 hours to create the post, do the post on all of their different platforms, and then they misspell this, they do that, they got to edit here. Trust me, you're talking to that person that used to do that. And my lovely other half, Tara, has been able to help me transition and learn these things because it took me 3 hours to do a post. I had to go to her for posting. So all the things that we share with people and the things that we do are headaches that I've went through as an entrepreneur. So that's why we take the time to customize your package and to help you as an entrepreneur understand, hey, you don't have to know all of these things. You don't have to panic as you've been panicking. Now you can take a step back and understand that it's done. And so often we get clients that just want to go and grab all these things and do them, and they don't have to do them anymore, which is the great thing.
Yeah. And you're right. You have all these tools that people can figure it out and do it themselves. But listen, how much is that costing you in anxiety? How much is that costing you in late nights and early mornings? How much is it costing you time away from your business that you could be doing the things that you love, which is helping the families, helping your clients, bringing value? I mean, that is something that is really priceless. And, their memberships are so affordable. And, there's so much that goes on behind the scenes. Like you guys are seeing this here and it's amazing, but there's so much of the tech that's happening behind the scenes that why do you want to spend all that time trying to figure that all out? Like what what are you doing to yourself, right? Unless this is your vocation, like you're studying to do this, but most of us are not. So invest that time in your business and allow the Hello LLC to give you that white glove service. It really is that white glove service. They can be as involved or uninvolved as you want. And really every solution that they put together, look at not just my Biz in a Box, but look at all of them. They're all beautiful. In fact, I remember looking at them, and I was looking at some of the Biz in a Box that you'd created. And I thought, gosh, they've done so much beautiful work. How could they ever do anything so beautiful for me? I really thought that. I thought, gosh, I don't even know. Do they still have any more of that creative juices in them? Is there still going to be? And I was just blown away. I was actually moved to tears. I was just so overjoyed. And since then, we've evolved. You folks have added more things to it. I've learned more about how to use the AI and the metaverse. And it's just been really transformational.
Yeah. And, you talked about the metaverse, and this is exactly where, we have you in our metaverse, to where when people come in here and we do events and we have things in here, people can now connect with you. They can go to your website, they can go to your Biz in a Box, should I say, and learn about you. And this is what we share with people. This is the future. When we meet in our pivot meetings, you don't meet me on old school Zoom. We meet in the metaverse, and this is where we continue to show these new things that you can step away from and integrate, just as we stepped away from using mail and we went to fax to email. Just like we went from fax to email now to just email. And so this is where we really get to help you involved, and you don't have to do these things, right? But this is where we have these things available. And I share with people, we don't have 22 different things that we're involved in. We're not your relationship coach. We're not your therapist. We're not doing, your taxes. We're not doing financial planning. We're not doing all of those things. This is what we focus on, is systems and foundations. And we're not, out here trying to do it. We've been doing it. We've been working with major corporations and businesses, such as, Grant Cardone would be one of them, that we actually have built his Biz in a Box. That's kind of what started us on the actual, tour of traveling the world, and so many other people that you guys might know here on LinkedIn, that, really, if you just take a look and take a gander, we've been around and helping people now for almost 10 years. At the end of the day. And I just did a post the other day that people will listen to Gary Vee, people will listen to everybody with these big names, and we've been saying the same exact things and sharing the same facts. It depends on who's listening and who's not. But guess what? We continue to find the people that are forward-thinking entrepreneurs and understand, hey, I don't have a whole bunch of money, but I got something, and I know I can be able to do a whole lot of things for my business, and I just don't know how. And that's where we come into play, where we can do those things and really shift you from the Web 2 to the Web 3, which is what you guys are seeing now, that people can join the metaverse from their phone, from their laptop, from their iPad. And like you said, we're not messing around at the end of the day.
Yeah. And here's the other part to that is, do you remember back, if we look back and study Jeff Bezos? And he said, everyone's going to be shopping online. And what did people say at that time? They said, well, why would you go shop online when you could just go to the mall? I don't know how many of you have been to the mall recently. It's been years since I've been to the mall, right? Well, actually, I went to the outdoor mall last week because my daughter wanted to go there, but I don't ever go there. Like, do you really go there shopping? We all go to Amazon. It's that one click. And really in the future, if you're not omnipresent, if you don't have something that you can meet people where they are and truly build a system, then you're going to be left by the wayside. It's just the way it is. I mean, we talk about compound interest. This is compound pounding here. It really is. If you're not compound pounding your business, you are going to be left behind. And I think about a lot of my colleagues. A lot of my colleagues are not even on social media. When I show them my Biz in a Box, they're like, oh, wow, that's just too much. Although I did get one of my colleagues, my amazing colleague, she's joining, she's upgrading. I'm super excited. But I would say it's time now to really take off those governors and really give yourself an opportunity to upgrade yourself in all areas. And I want to highlight, yes, Miss Rosie, appreciate you. Love your comments. I want to welcome a few more people. We've got the amazing Miss Queen Dr. Leslie Flowers. So good to see you. Appreciate you. She runs our Mind Over Matters on Monday mornings at 7 a.m. Pacific Standard. She's always talking about different ways about our mindset. Our mind shift is what I call it, and features incredible guest speakers. If you didn't see her show with Stanley Green, please go back and watch it. It was incredible. Tons of wisdom, tons of golden nuggets. And then she does our Think and Grow Rich on Friday mornings. I love to listen to her when I'm in the gym. That's my workout time, 7 a.m. If you want to study and learn about money on the mind shift that it takes, you can also ask her questions. I love that it's interactive. We appreciate you so much. And she always serenades us. And I love that she highlights all of these songs that I remember from back in the day. So I appreciate that. Also want to welcome Miss Sharon Burr. Thank you for joining us. She is our student loan forgiveness specialist. If you or someone you know is struggling with student loans, listen, it is all over the media. It is a conversation everywhere. I meet people in their 50s and 60s thinking about retirement and they still have student loans. If you've got student loans, please reach out to Ms. Sharon. She is a wealth of knowledge, and she will hand walk you through your options and the process. So yeah, this is so good. I love the metaverse. So talk a little bit more about the metaverse. Like, what can they expect when they see you and Miss Tara in the metaverse?
Yeah, well, let's back up, because a lot of people don't know what the metaverse is. Actually, 86% of people don't know what the metaverse is. When you say metaverse, most people think Facebook. Okay, Facebook does not own metaverse. Facebook changed their name to Meta because they know where we're going. This is the new internet that you're looking at right now. Okay. This allows us to be able to understand the metaverse is the new internet, where we're stepping inside the metaverse. You're stepping inside your phone. Instead of you reading and watching, you're now able to experience the metaverse as you see me right now in my avatar, looking at the screen as we were looking on this boring 2D, StreamYard as we were just now. You literally get to step in here, and now you get to shop, you get to interact, you get to be able to talk, get to be able to walk around. You're able to do so many different things in this metaverse, where now, just like most of the time, people don't show up on Zoom with their camera on. You get to walk around, associate with different people. And so this is the future of how we're going to be able to interact. Like on the weekends, we have football, live football. We're on the screen. People can come in here and watch football. So this is where the metaverse allows us to interact, and even with our new chatbots, right? That we have.
Welcome to the Hello Plaza.
You can hear Tara,
your ultimate 3D immersive
but her
adventure
chatbot
in the
is
metaverse.
talking. So customer service. You're talking about opportunity for your leads. You're talking about recommending products to different clients. People get to walk in here, and now this whole entire room here in a little bit will be able to change to that particular person's likes. So this allows the entrepreneur to create a completely different experience that you can't create. And now we all get our storefront that now is on a global scale. And this is where we continue to remind people we're no longer in our city, our state, our neighborhood, our country. We're worldwide, to where now you can take this and you can change the languages to wherever you want to. And so this is the future of where we're going, utilizing the metaverse. It's not just about games. It's not just about having the Oculuses on. You can get into this metaverse with your cell phone, your laptop, your iPad. And so we do our weekly rooms in here every single week, where you guys watch us live just as we are here. Leah has her podcast in here with us once a month as well, where we come in here and have this for her rooms. And it really takes away the panic, like you said, right? You get to come in here, relax. You don't got to worry about putting on makeup, all the razzle dazzle, my background, my lighting, all of these things. And so this is the new frontier. And by 2030, I like facts. 25% of people will be in metaverse for an hour. Fight me on that. It's a stat. Okay? By 2030, the metaverse will be worth $1 trillion. Okay. Want to know how long it takes you to count to a trillion? Go sit down in a corner, grab your shovel, grab a whole bunch of food for 36,263 years to count to a trillion. And that's where we're at right now. And so a lot of people don't understand that prime example for you, Leah, with you being a financial strategist, just imagine this. You would be able to train your team in here. You would be able to showcase all of your financial services in these rooms. You would be able to have seminars. You would be able to then be able to take your Zooms. You would be able to have, virtual trainings and fairs, and being able to also have, customer support. You got a whole entire customer support of agents in here that you don't have to manage. The sky's the limit. And this literally takes us to where you think it, you can create it at the speed of thought. And it's no longer, you don't know how to code, you don't know how to do this. And we create these worlds for you. Or you can even come be a part of our Hello Plaza Mall, where we have already clients in there that are having the clients come in the mall and shop and experience, their services and products right through Metaverse. And so this takes it to a whole new level of being able to create experience, right? And being able to interact and engage. As I said, we've been utilizing Facebook, Instagram, LinkedIn since 2003. It's time for a shift. This is that shift. And this is where companies are already going.
Yeah, so true. And think about it this way. Back in the day, we used to be up late and we'd go onto the shopping channel. Come on, you guys know what I'm talking about. We'd be late
QVC,
night.
baby.
That's right, QVC. We'd be shopping, and you'd buy something just because you were up late. Now people are going to be up late, and they're going to be walking around the metaverse, having an experience, maybe even shopping you, purchasing your merch, downloading your free ebook, taking a course from you, and you are there sleeping away, right? That is called making passive income. Sometimes people think multiple streams of income means that now they got to sell vacuums, they got to get a real estate license, and they got to sell vitamins. No, multiple streams of income means stay in your lane and have multiple streams of income doing the same thing that you're already doing, recycling what you're already doing, who you already are. Don't reinvent the wheel. Don't throw the baby out with the bathwater. Just take what you're already doing, and you can create those multiple streams of income in that business that you're already in.
Yeah. So true. It allows us to be in multiple different places without you being the actual person. Chiesa is one of our newest clients. She just got her biz in a box that you guys will be seeing here pretty soon, and her having her actual podcast in the metaverse as well. And so this is, where we get to collaborate, because everybody talks about competing. Collaboration is the next competition, right? And, the new currency is collaborating. And this is where we get to come together, join together, and we all have to get rid of being the number one. I remember when we very first started, some lady took our idea in the metaverse, and she was doing foot, therapy, foot creams. And Tara said, "Hey, I'm going to start designing people's stuff." All of a sudden, she changed her foot cream place to the number one interior designer in metaverse. And it was like, wow, that fast. And we shared with everybody, hey, there's no need for anybody to be number one. There's enough abundance. There's enough people. There's enough space for us all to win. And when we get rid of that mindset that I got to be number one, you got to be number one, you got to get to the top. Let me share with you. The top is lonely. Top is very lonely. And it's very hard to get to. And when you get there, you're going to look back and you're going to look at the journey, and it's going to be like, I don't want to be here. What happened to all the people that helped me get here? I wish they were here. And we all get that opportunity to do that with the metaverse of us coming together and building our own experience. If you don't know, I'm going to share with you right now, Africa just kicked Google out of Africa. They said no longer will you control what we see, how we see, be in charge for all of that. They created their own decentralized internet, aka metaverse. Just as with all of these countries are going to start doing, they're going to create their own decentralized worlds where they control what's in it, who's in it. Nobody can tell me what I can put in this space. Nobody can tell me what I can take out. Facebook isn't going to come and give me a warning violation, or TikTok isn't going to come and take down my account. This is the future, to where whatever you get to say it, and you get to be authentic however you want to, and you get to create your own community. And that's what it's all about, is us creating our own community and nobody telling us no anymore. And that's where we're going. It's a world domination, to where we get to take the power back, and not somebody or companies get to tell us how and what and who we can connect with at that.
Yeah, I love that. You don't have to be number one, just become one of one. Be the best version of you. And then nobody can compete with you. Nobody could be more youer than you, Dr. Seuss, right? I love that quote. I want to highlight this comment from Miss Chesda. She says, loving creating at the speed of thought. I love that. Creating at the speed of thought. That's a perfect way to quantify really what the experience is with the metaverse and with having a biz in a box, is that these changes are so fluid. I mean, I don't know. They just happen in the background. But all I know is if something needs attention, I can reach out to you too, and it gets resolved really quickly, which is very, very seldom. Most of the time it's because something I did. Okay, let me be real. It's nothing that they've done. It's something I said wrong, or I gave the wrong information. But they're always so gracious. They're wonderful to work with. They're a great collaboration, and truly a true testament to me to having a true power couple. Right, because they really have a great off-camera relationship, so they can have a good and wonderful on-camera presence. You can't fake that, okay? You just can't fake that. So incredible conversation. You've done so much, I know. So what is going to be happening here in the next couple, I don't know, 6-12 months for you folks? Where are you guys going? What are you doing?
Currently right now, if you guys don't know, we're in Bangkok, Thailand. We highly encourage you guys to follow us on our TikTok. Tara and I are always putting together fun videos of our adventures and what we're doing outside of our business. Definitely follow us on all of our platforms at Hello LLC. I was just talking to Tara. I know we got a masterclass that we're definitely planning, that we're coming to you guys here pretty soon. Our masterclasses are definitely something that you do not want to miss. But I think the next horizon is really, our AI agents. We're about to expand and even go even bigger with some of our AI agents, and being able to, really get me from doing a lot of the things that once again, I'm the guinea pig, right? I went from now finding the systems and not doing all the typing. Now I need to find something that's going to replace me from doing all of that to go up to the next level. So that's always what it's about, is how to take a step back to the next level and get to that 50,000 square foot view, to where I myself am not only working in my business, because we have our business on automation, which allows us to help you guys with yours, which is the great thing about this. And now we get to expand. And, the other big thing is really expanding into different metaverse spaces, as this year and, next year really continues to be the expansion of metaverse, and people are seeing it clear as day with just AI and all these videos. You don't know what's real and what's fake now. And so we're already there, as I've been sharing with people. The future is already here.
Yeah. So if you're a little bit fascinated, like our Queen Dr. Leslie Flowers, have a conversation. At least give yourself an opportunity to expand what could be possible for you. Maybe you're planting the seeds right now, and maybe it's something that you can look forward to in the future. I can tell you it's been transformational for me, and I didn't want today to be all about me. It's really, I wanted to share with you my experience and also what they've done for me. That's the best way that I can give my testimony, is just by what they've actually done for me. And I appreciate all of you. I appreciate all the comments. I appreciate all of you who, engage and show up for me. I do truly appreciate that. So any last words, Mr. Mic Drop?
Welcome to the Hello Plaza.
At the end of the day, I will share with you guys all that, allow your story to be your glory. And you got to get out there and you got to share it. Stop allowing your childhood, stop allowing your friends, stop allowing your family, stop you from doing it. And more importantly, you stop self-sabotaging yourself, because the biggest enemy is you. not your friends, not your family, nothing else other than you, and you are in your own way, telling yourself and selling yourself that old saga story that nobody loves you, nobody likes you, nobody's gonna support you. You got to support yourself. And that's something that I hear all the time from our business owners. Well, nobody supports me, nobody does this. I will ask you, are you supporting other people? Are you sharing? Are you liking? Are you commenting? Are you giving the same love that you want? Because you got to give what you get. And so make sure that you're not just out here talking, you're actually walking and you're pressing the button and you're being real with yourself and you're being real how you're showing up on this earth, because how you do one thing is how you do everything at the end of the day. And I promise you, it is hard work to show up every single day, be positive, be vibrant, and continue to walk up that hill. Or as David says, from David, keep pushing that boulder up that hill, because guess what? There is no retreat. There is no surrender. And you making it up this mountain, and you're going to never look back down, and you're not coming back down ever. And so make sure that you continue to push forward and just believe in yourself. It's already done. I can assure you of that. I tell myself, me and Tara share with that all the time. It's already done. So sell yourself on your dream.
Absolutely. And that you reminded me of this quote by Jordan Bishop, Bernard Bishop. And he says, every time I've been stabbed in the back, I find my own fingerprints on the knife. Sometimes we are punching ourselves. Listen, stop stopping yourself, okay? If this resonates with you, if you just want to learn a little bit more, grab a coffee chat. I promise you that you will absolutely love that. And what's the best way for people to reach you, Mr. Mike Drop?
Go to our amazing biz in a box, the Hello LLC, thehellollc.io, and you will find us on all of the social media platforms. Press the button, book a meeting. Let's have a conversation. I promise you it'll be well worth it. We won't have to stick for 30 minutes. We can stay for an hour. But as long as you understand, you got to do something, because doing nothing ain't going to get you nowhere. Close. Right. Oh, let me say this. The same doors, you keep using the same keys, it ain't going to work. You got to use new keys for new doors to open. You are the change.
Absolutely. I love that. And by being the change, this is your year. It's 2025. It's your year to rise up and thrive. I know we're looking down the tunnel of Q4. It's knocking on the door. But right now is the time to embrace that, understand that we have got to be prepared for 2026. Things are happening faster than we ever anticipated, but now's the time to get your financial house in order. If you are not sure what's going on with your money, you've got too much month at the end of your money, you're not sure what's going on. Listen, I would love the opportunity to have a coffee chat with you. Check out my Biz in a Box, download my free ebook, The Wall of Wealth, take my free money quiz, learn a little bit more about me, and I would love the opportunity to learn a little bit more about you. Listen, we've already had generational poverty, folks. That isn't working for us. It is time for us in this information age to leave the next generation better than we have been left. And I'm not talking about a handout. I'm talking about a hand up. What if your family had left you a family home paid off in cash? What if your family had left you money that you could put into a business? What if your family had left you a college education? How much better would you be off? How much better would your life be off financially? Maybe that wasn't given to you, but that's a gift that you can pour in to your precious grandchildren and beyond. It's about building a family dynasty. Right? It's not about what we create, but it's about what we keep and what we pour into future generations. So thank you so much, everybody. I appreciate you. I love you. I appreciate all the comments. I appreciate you showing up. And if you know somebody who could benefit from this, please reshare this, tag them in the comments, because we all got to know more about AI. Thank you so much, Mr. Mike Drop. I love you. I adore you. I'm excited for where we're going in 2026 and beyond. So thank you so much, everybody. Enjoy the rest of your day. Make this your amazing Wealthy Wednesday, and talk to you soon.
Are you ready to take control of your financial future? Introducing Leah Garcia's Wall of Wealth, the ultimate one-page financial plan to protect, distribute, and transfer your wealth with confidence. Whether you're a business owner or just starting your financial journey, this step-by-step guide gives you the tools to create a solid foundation for long-term success. Don't wait to transform your money mind shift. Download your free copy today at leahgarcia.io and start building your wall of wealth now.